Well, happy New Year's Eve. We have had game night tonight, and it was fun, and we are done. And just so y'all know, you see what my shirt says, let the shenanigans begin? I have no idea where this shirt came from. I found it in the laundry, and I thought, oh, well, this is one Jennifer left. No, she says it's not hers, so it's mine now. Unless somebody can tell me where it came from, and I'll be glad to give it to you. I really don't know, but it suits me. It wears good. I'm not worried about it. We had a good time tonight. We played Scrabble, and let me just tell you, we had a Scrabble champion here. The rest of us were in the, the double digits. She was well up there in the triple digits. I'm not going to call her out or anything like that, but we had a good time. We're going to do this again. We had a lot of fun. Had a bunch of games pulled out. I think the kids played a couple of hands of Uno, and I had a couple of new games. I got a ton of games, so we'll never run out of stuff to play. But Scrabble was the game tonight, and we had a good time. There were 5 of us playing, and we probably played for an hour, and some pretty good scores on there. I think I still had a J in my hand when we finished, which is 8 points. And I'm not super good at it, but I love playing. And that's the thing. Have a good time. Everything that got now, we did keep score, but it was not about the score. It was just about having fun and learning. And so we had a good time, and we ate plenty of food. We had plenty of food. We had pear salad, and we had cocktail weenies and barbecue sauce, and we had egg salad sandwiches, and we had pizza, and we had a cheese ball, and we had a cheese and raspberry dip. And that may not sound good, but let me tell you, it's delicious and real simple. If you want the recipe, let me know, and I will give it to you. It's real good, and you can use any kind of cheese in it. I had cowboy caviar, because you're supposed to eat black-eyed peas, so I got enough of that left to work for me another day or two. And I don't know about y'all, but I got big plans tomorrow. I'm supposed to go to a couple of friends are getting married tomorrow, and I get to go to the service. And then I'm going to come back here and eat some greens, and I'm going to eat some black-eyed peas and some pork, probably some neck bones. And it's going to be good. So anyway, saying all that, tonight I'm going to read Genesis chapter 6. And back to the game night. I will say this now. I want to do this regularly, and if you want to come, we want you to come. We're not going. I don't know, Matt. We'll play till you stay till you get ready to go home. It's not a certain time. I think we all ended up getting here by about 6:30. And everybody was gone by 9 o'clock. I've been in there straightening up a little bit. But it's a come when you want to and go home when you want to. If I get tired, I will tell y'all, here's your hat, what's your hurry. So don't worry about that. But it was a lot of fun. And let me say this now. Tomorrow is New Year's Day, and I know some people like to make New Year's resolutions. I no longer do that. I set goals for myself, which is a different mindset. Because when you set a goal, you have a list of things that you do to reach that goal, and that's what I do. I've got a little online app that I use to keep all my to-do list going. And when I come up with a new project, I list that, and I list everything I can think of to do it, and I put dates on it. So shows me what I'm supposed to do on what day, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. And that's probably a lesson for another day, but if you want to make a plan for something, first you want to make sure that God's behind it, and then you want to make sure that you know how much it's going to cost you to do it, whether that's time-wise, money, physical labor, or whatever. You want to make sure that you're ready to invest whatever it takes to get that done, and then get you an action plan and go for it. So anyway, we're going to read Genesis chapter 6 tonight. Increasing corruption on earth. When man began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of man were attractive, and they took as their wives any they chose. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Now, I'm not sure, there are several different um, theories as to what that means, and I'm not sure what it means, and it's not, I like reading about stuff like that, but I don't know what the meaning is. That may be one of the topics that I study next year, but it's not going to affect my salvation one way or the other. So, and that's how you have to look at things. There are a lot of things in the Bible you may not understand, and you might need to study them if you're interested to find out more about it, but don't let it affect if you don't understand something, don't let that affect your salvation. Know that you're saved, and know that you're going to heaven when you die, and everything else is great, but don't let stuff like that affect your salvation. They took as their wives any they chose. Then the Lord said, my spirit shall not abide in man forever, for he is flesh. His days shall be 120 years. Now, before then, Noah lived to be Noah was 500 when he fathered his sons. And, we talked about, thank you, ma'am. We talked about people living, how long they lived, and they had children, and they lived more, but God said their days shall be 120 years. The Nephilim, now I'm assuming I'm saying that right, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came in to the daughters of man, and they bore children to them. These were the mighty men who were of old, the men of renown. Now I'm looking to see if I've got any notes over here. Okay. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord regretted that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. So the Lord said, I will blot out man whom I have created from the face of the land, man and animals and creeping things and birds of the heaven, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. And there's a wonderful Statler Brothers song called Noah Found Grace in the Eyes of the Lord. And every time I read that verse, that's what I hear. I hear those men singing that. And if you've never heard it, look it up. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah and the flood. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his generation. Noah walked with God. And Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight, and the earth was filled with violence. And God saw the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on the earth. And God said to Noah, I have determined to make an end of all flesh, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark, and cover it inside and out with pitch. Now, let me tell you this. We had a pastor talk about this one time, and this is an interesting thought. The pitch was to seal it and make it waterproof. And the reason it's inside and out, did it inside and out, once the ark got in the water, you couldn't get on the outside and put pitch on it. If it was leaking, it was too late. So he was telling them to prepare, do everything inside and out that you need to do. In other words, be prepared. This is how you are to make it. The length of the ark, 300 cubits. Its breadth 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. Make a roof for the ark, and finish it to a cubit above, and set the door of the ark in its side. Make it with lower, second, and third decks. For behold, I will bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, in which is the breath of life under heaven. Everything that is on the earth shall die, but I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall come into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. And of every living thing of all flesh, you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ark to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. Of the birds according to their kinds, and of the animals according to their kinds, of every creeping thing on the ground according to its kind, 2 of every sort shall come into you to keep them alive. Also take with you every sort of food that is eaten, and store it up. It shall serve as food for you and for them. Noah did this. He did all that God commanded him. Now, I have had people who know say that it had never rained before, that when the land needed water and mist came up, we have dew now, but mist came up out of the ground and it had never rained. So imagine living out in a desert and the Lord saying, I want you to build an ark because there's going to be a flood. Well, where's all this water coming from? Because we're not near a lake, we're not near a sea, not near anything like that. So again, Noah had to trust God. He had to trust him. And I can't imagine, those of you that know where I live, I've got a big hayfield. I can't imagine the Lord saying, Beth, I want you to go out there and start building a boat, build it out in the middle of that hayfield. Well, I don't know. The closest lake I can think of is the Crenshaw County Lake, and it ain't got no water in it right now, I don't think. But even if it did, that's miles away. Even as the crow flies, that's miles away. So I would look pretty dumb building a boat out in the middle of my hayfield with no water anywhere near. And I can imagine the people driving by, because my road is not super busy, but it's busy. We got Walmart trucks coming by. I can imagine if I was out there building and people are going by saying, what is that idiot doing building a boat? Why is she building it here? So I'm pretty sure he got raked over the coals regularly for building that boat when he was not anywhere near a body of water. So just some things to think about. But anyway, it is New Year's Eve. I hope y'all have a good rest of the evening. I may step out on my front porch in a little bit and see if my neighbors are shooting fireworks. And if they are, I'm going to enjoy them. I haven't bragged on my neighbors lately. I have good country neighbors. We're there for one another if we need it, but when we're not, we leave one another alone. We're not all up in each other's business. If my neighbor's having a party, it don't bother me. They can have a party. If I'm having a party, don't bother them. We've had 2 weddings here on the place. Now, I did let the neighbors know, yes, Michelle says we have to follow God's commands. Absolutely. If we're going to stay in his will, we have to do what he says. But when I've had the weddings, I let the neighbors know, so if they heard a noise because it was over close to their property, they would know what was going on and wouldn't be alarmed. But we don't bother one another. We watch out for one another, but we don't bother one another, and we don't tend to each other's business. And you can't ask for better neighbors than that. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great night. I'm in such a good mood. We had such a good time tonight, and the dogs got to come in and visit with their friends. I make them stay outside most of the time, but they got to come in and visit with their friends. So I hope y'all have a good evening. Make a plan to be successful this next year. Make a plan. Put it in writing and put dates on it. Don't just say, I want to do so-and-so. Make a plan and put dates to it so that you're holding yourself accountable. But anyway, I will see y'all tomorrow night if nothing happens. Happy New Year.